Today we're taking a look at the Autophix BAS300 Plus OBD2 scanner plus battery tester. Here's your main screen. You see you have your OBD2 scan. You have the IM readiness check, which is for emissions. You have a battery diagnostics section, and setup, review, and lookup. Now, one thing I've seen on this one I thought was pretty interesting is you can actually look up a code. And let me just show you that real quick. So once you're on the lookup section, you just go ahead and click OK, and then you can put in a code. And let's see, for example, we'll just put in let's see, and to do that you just use the up and down keys here to choose your number, and I'll put in 0120. So if we look up the P0120, you can see that is the throttle pedal position sensor switch. And if we click OK, it will take us a little bit further in. If there's an issue with it, possible cause, circuit could be open or shorted. So you can actually, if you have a code, you can look it up, because not all readers will tell you what the issue is, but this will also give you some more additional information to determine what might be causing that code to be triggered. All right, now I'm going to show you something a little more unique for OBD scanner. So here's your scanner itself, here's the connection, but this one came with these additional connectors to hook directly to your battery, and you can do a battery diagnostic. And it just plugs right in here where your OBD scanner would go under your dash. You just plug that in, and that gives you these connectors here. And what we're going to do is test a couple different batteries here and just show you how that works with this OBD scanner, which again is the BAS300 Plus. So a couple things you want to do: you need to take a look at your battery and see what the cranking amps are, because you're going to want to adjust that for the unit itself. And you can see this one here has a cold cranking amps of 580. So we're going to set this up based on that. And this is just a regular flooded battery. That's important to know, and we'll show you that here as well. All right, once that's hooked up to the battery, we're going to go ahead and cycle over to battery. Click OK. And you can see it's 11.83 volts. And the reason why I'm showing you this battery, because this battery is on its way out, and then we're going to show you a good battery as well and see how that reads. So we're going to go ahead and click OK, and we're going to do a battery test. And this is a car battery, and it's a regular flooded battery. And now I'm going to go ahead and select the cold cranking amps. As I said, that was 580, so we're going to adjust the cold cranking amp so it's correct by using the up and down keys. Okay, we're at 580. Now we'll go ahead and click OK. And it's running a test on that battery. Now you can see the health is only at 48%. It says it's good, but recharge it. And like I said, I know this battery is getting weak, but it gives you a little bit of information there. It's rated for 580 cold cranking amps. It's not fully charged, and the health is really less than half. So that kind of gives you an idea. It's going to read that for you. But let's hook it to a new battery, and we'll show you the difference. And it's a different type of battery. Okay, now we're looking at an AGM battery with a cold cranking amps of 760. So we're going to go ahead and get our tester hooked up to this and see what this thing reads. Now we're going to do the same thing, but configure it to this particular battery. So that's one good thing about this. You can hook it up to several different type of batteries and configure it to read the particular battery that you're trying to test. So we're going to battery, and you can see this one here is at 13 volts, give or take. So it's a good battery as far as that goes. And then we're going to do a battery test. And it's a car battery. However, this is an AGM flat plate. So we're going to select that and then click OK. And now we're going to adjust those cold cranking amps. You can see it's still set to the other battery. We're going to go to 760 on this one. So there we go, 760. And then we're going to click OK for it to do its test. Now you can see this battery is at 82%, 13 volts. And even right at the bottom it says right there, good battery. So you can see you can test multiple types of batteries with this tester, which makes it a great tool for anybody working on cars and doing battery work. The important thing is when you're setting it up is that you set it up correctly based on the cold cranking amps and the style battery that you're looking to test. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to check do a cranking test on this. So we're going to go ahead and select that. It just tells us to turn the engine off, which it is, And to start the engines, we're going to click OK. And now it says to turn the engine on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So you can see it. The minimum was 766, and now that it's running a bit, it's charging, so we know the charger is working on the truck, so that's good. But this was the bad battery, and you can see it does say it's cranked. The cranking power is low on it. So again, indicates that this battery probably needs to be replaced sooner than later. Next thing we're going to do is the charging test. So we selected a charging test on the interface. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And again, this is a 12-volt battery system. Okay, turn off headlights and everything, air conditioner for 10 seconds. Press OK. So all that's off, so we're going to go ahead and press OK. And this is basically just testing the charging system without a load on it. Okay, now it says again, turn off all devices and rev the RPM to 2500 to 3000 for 10 seconds. Alright, now it says to turn on headlights and air condition to max and let it idle for 10 seconds. So okay, everything is on. I'm going to click OK. Okay, and then there you have your results for the charging system, and it says the voltage is normal, so that is good. Now what we're going to do is go into review data, and you can see you have a battery test report. Let's check that, and that gives you all the original stuff I checked out. It says good recharge. It should be recharged, but overall you can see the battery is a little weaker than it should be. Now we can go to the cranking test report. Shows that the cranking power is low on this battery. It did start the vehicle, but probably ought to be replaced sooner than later. And then the charging test report, and it just gives you the final information there for loaded and unloaded, and then just at idle, and it shows that the voltage is normal, so you know your charging system in this vehicle is working very well. So although the battery and charging system testing capability of this particular tool is what's unique about it, it also can do all your basic stuff like read codes and erase codes and things like that as well. So we'll just go ahead and do a quick code read. And this vehicle has no fault codes. Well, that's just fantastic. So if there was, they would show up here, and then you could do some diagnostic work from there. If you had to erase the codes, you could do that too. And of course, you have your data stream as well as many other functions that are available to a lot of OBD scanners. But the unique thing about this is the fact that it has that charging and battery testing system. So another great tool to have. And again, this is the Autophix BAS300 Plus. They've sent a couple out to me, as well as this one to test. I've been pretty happy with them. In fact, one of them actually saved me about $800 or $900. It did some diagnostic work on the air conditioning system of a Toyota. So definitely a great tool to have if you're a backyard do-it-yourself, or even a mechanic that does stuff on the side. I highly recommend picking up one of these for sure. If you want some basic information on maintaining your vehicle, check out my free ebook and checklist down in the description. Also, if you have any other questions, it does come with a pretty good owner's manual here with a bunch of information of how to operate the system. So that certainly would probably come in handy for you. And I'll put a link down in the description where you could pick one of these up. As well as I'll put a link to the other products that I have reviewed for Autophix. Like I said, they've been really great, sent me out a few things, and one of their tools, one of the scan tools I use on my Toyota, actually saved me a huge amount of money, so I appreciate that. So yeah, check them out. There's lots of options out there, but I've had really good luck with these ones so far. But yeah, these guys are really pretty innovative, and I think it's pretty neat that they got this whole system for testing the battery and your charging system. There's other ways you can do it, but this puts it all in one and does some diagnostic work for you all in the palm of your hand. So if you're looking to putt around with vehicles and work on stuff yourself, then I would highly recommend you checking these guys out. Also down in the description, I'll put a link to my free ebook and checklist to help keep your vehicle maintained properly and running at the best condition it can possibly run. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.